Imagine a world where the United States of America, the largest economy on the planet, faces a significant financial crisis. Today we're going to delve into a gripping story that explores what would happen if the US defaulted on its debt. But before we begin, let's understand why the US economy holds such an immense global significance. The US economy, often referred to as the economic powerhouse, is deeply intertwined with the rest of the world. It plays a crucial role in driving global economic growth, trade, and stability. One of the key factors contributing to the US's influence is its credit rating. Credit rating agencies assign ratings to countries based on their ability to repay debt. The US has consistently maintained a top-tier credit rating due to its strong economy, stable institutions, and historically responsible fiscal policies. A high credit rating for the US means that the US Treasury bonds, considered among the safest investments in the world, are high in demand globally. These bonds serve as a benchmark for interest rates, affecting borrowing costs for governments, businesses, and consumers around the world. Now let's dive into our story and explore the potential consequences if the US defaults on its debt. Congress has authorized trillions of dollars in spending over the last decade, causing the United States debt to nearly triple since 2009. Over that period, the Treasury Department's ability to borrow money to make payments on that debt has repeatedly run into a congressionally mandated limit on borrowing known as the debt ceiling. If the debt ceiling isn't raised soon, the US will have to default on its debt for the first time in history.
If Congress does not pass legislation to increase the debt ceiling, then we risk defaulting on our debt, which would be a global economic catastrophe.
It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
Investors, fearing the uncertainty, start selling US Treasury bonds in large volumes. This mass exodus triggers a chain reaction, leading to a sharp decline in the value of the US dollar and widespread economic instability. Given their perceived safety, the US government's debts, treasury bills, bonds, and notes carry a risk weighting of 0 in international bank regulations. Foreign governments and private investors hold nearly $7.6 trillion of debt, roughly 31% of the treasuries in financial markets. As the US defaults on its debt, global confidence in the economy falters. Countries heavily dependent on US trade suffer severe economic repercussions, causing a domino effect. The repercussions of a first ever default on federal debt would quickly reverberate around the world. Orders for Chinese factories that sell electronics to the United States could dry up. Swiss investors who own US treasuries would suffer severe losses. Sri Lankan companies could no longer deploy dollars as an alternative to their own failing currency. Export-dependent nations experience a significant decline in demand for their goods and services, leading to widespread unemployment and financial distress. The financial markets, now in a state of chaos, witness a surge in volatility. Investors scramble for safer assets, driving up borrowing costs for governments, businesses, and individuals around the world. 58% of all foreign exchange reserves held by the world's central banks are in US dollars. Interest rates skyrocket, making it increasingly difficult for consumers to obtain mortgages, car loans, or start new businesses. Governments face mounting pressure to cut spending, leading to reduced public services and potential social unrest. The geopolitical landscape undergoes a profound transformation as the US struggles with its debt crisis. Other nations, sensing an opportunity, aim to fill the void left by the weakened US economy. Countries such as China, Russia, and emerging economies step up their efforts to assert their influence on the global stage, potentially altering the balance of power and shaping new alliances. Our story demonstrates the interconnectedness of the global economy and the immense repercussions that a US debt default could have. While this scenario could be avoided, it highlights the importance of responsible fiscal management and the need for nations to work together and ensure economic stability. Will the USA raise its debt ceiling, and how long until the next debt default becomes another issue?